Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So when we talk about learning from wise persons, actually first we should say what is a wise person. But I will put that later. I just tell you. I will come back to that later. So the first wise person that I until today I still consider wise in my life is actually my mother. From small, 3-4 years old, I started to realize my mother very wise. Because why? I always say, my mom, you are like the Devi, you are like the Deva or Devi, because you seem to know my mind. Whatever I want, whatever I think, I thought, my mother always knew in advance and sought out for me. So I thought, Mom, you are like God, like that. That was the beginning when I first realized, admire someone for her wisdom. Then throughout my life, I always notice my mother always is ever learning. She always can turn a difficult situation into a good situation. At one time, I always quote this example because it sank deep into my mind until today. At one time, the mistress of my father, Xiao San, came and sent us a bunch of fruits. You know, those days when we not easy to get fruits. Fruits are for rich people. Poor people, you only take fruits during Chinese New Year. So when she sent a bunch of fruits, a bag of fruits, so you're looking at it, you like fruits. It's something for us. But my mother say, they have done some charm because this woman used to do a lot of charm. So she must have done charm. She always go to the bomo. You know the bomo, the what do you call that? The witch. Always go to the witch to do this and that. Actually proven. At one time my father saw also. So my mother said, this woman is very dangerous. Don't eat her food. Then she noticed the children, my sister, my brother, and myself. Look at it. But we dare not go against mother, but we felt disappointed. Then immediately she thought, how am I going to? Then she said, we will throw away this charm by taking the fruits, put under the leg, between the legs, to go around and around and around. So she said, now this all bad charm thrown away. All the ghosts, little ghosts, all gone because of we are doing this. So now, son, don't worry, you can eat, children. In that gave us a small in the mind as impression. Even if there's your enemy send you something harmful, you think of how to make good use of it instead of getting grumbling. Oh, throw away this for my enemy. My mother didn't do that. Whatever for my enemy, my competitor, my rival, make good use of it. Look common sense, but later when I realized I grow up, I associate with the outside world. I notice such common sense is rare. When people have the hatred and anger, they forget. They will throw away anything from the enemy. But not my mother. She by example, she showed us the wisdom of making the good use of every situation, regardless of your emotions. Then the second time I really appreciate my mother's wisdom is when in my family is a debate family. We always go into debate in whatever, quarrel or debate. So one time, you want to win a case in a family, you have to put forward your case convincingly. If you cannot debate, you cannot make your case, forget it. No one will agree to you. Because everyone is tough. My father tough, my mother tough. My mother is soft and tough. And my sister tough, my brother tough, and my son very tough. So how to do in a family, when everyone is tough? So the only right thing is you have to put forward your case convincingly, argue your case, like in the parliament. So that was the first time I won an argument over my mother. I think at the age of 11 or 12. 11 or 12, I won an argument over my mother. You know what? How my mother responded? She was so happy. She said, son, this is the first time you win over me in an argument. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy because now the new generation surpasses. You see, the magnanimity of my mother. So from that, it gave me an impression. If someone is good, don't feel proud. Don't feel, okay. If someone performs better than us, we should be happy. So today also, when my students can meditate and practice better than myself, achieve higher than myself, I really feel happy. To me, it's naturally. Why get jealous? You know? So that I learned from my mother from childhood. So I realized how wise my mother learned all the way. Eventually, she became a student in meditation. And she progressed. Because of that, she progressed. So similarly, when I was in PAL, when Xiaodoji wanted to go to America, and he arranged me a Burmese Xiaodo, a more senior Xiaodo to teach me. I asked him, can I learn from Xiaodo Orewata? He was a bit surprised because Xiaodo Orewata was my junior. But it's okay. To me, I said, because Xiaodo Orewata could speak English. The other Xiaodo, I have to go through translator. To me, what's the problem with learning from a junior? If he's wiser than me, purer than me, and he's more advanced in the practice. And true enough, because of I was learning from Xiaodo Orewata, I progressed quickly in samatha. So when I think back of it, I feel very grateful to my mother, the example she showed. My mother could learn from me. If when I surpass her in wisdom and intelligence, that is the example. I really feel my mother was wise. In fact, there are many more wise behavior she did. I will tell one more. I want to say one more story about my mother, her wisdom. Those days when my mother sometimes have to suffer because my father have mistress and sometimes no money to take care of houses or whatever. I'm not saying bad about my father. In my family, everything is very transparent, open. People may think, wow, this person not having filial pity towards father. No, not like that. My father also openly talk about his mistakes. In my family, everything is very transparent and open. So it is not despising my father. No, I respect my father very much. I took care of him until he passed away. I'm just saying that as an example. For us, it's nothing. History is history. It's something for us to learn. Nothing to be shameful about. If you don't change, that is shameful. If you make the mistake, it's not so shameful. You just change. But if you don't change, then it's really shameful. So I just want to tell about that. So because my father having mistress and having problem financially, things like that, so my mother had a difficult time. Then she always go to the Guan Yin, the Bodhisattva Guan Yin to pray. Those days, this is the only hope she could do. She doesn't know much about Buddhism. She only know prayer. And I always accompany her when she pray. I was a younger son. Always follow her into the temple or whatever, Taoist temple. Whatever she pray, I was just holding the incense beside her. So listen to her prayer, You know how she prayed? She prayed, may this Bodhisattva Kuan Yin will find, she say, the woman is also miserable. She is a beggar, prostitute in those days. So she has three children without knowing who the father were, because prostitute, they wouldn't know the father of because every day they meet different men, having sexual relationship with different men. They wouldn't know who is the father of their children. The three children not knowing who is the father. Felt very, very miserable. So she know it is difficult for my father to bear 6 children, to take care of, to bring up 6 children, 3 from the mistress, and then 3 from my mother's side. So she prayed to Bodhisattva Kuan Yin. So prayer, Kuan Yin Pusa, please find a better man for this woman, more handsome, richer, and then more loving to her, so that she can go. My husband is a poor man, Why go and grab, because women, when they are lonely, they don't have someone to lean on, they are very miserable for a woman. So she understood the woman's mind. So she said, may she find a better husband, And when we ask her, why you wish like that, you wish for your enemy, your rival, to get a better future, She said, she has a simple wisdom. Guan Yin is supposed to represent great compassion. How can you ask the goddess, compassionate, to do the evil thing, to punish someone? No, she wouldn't do that. The Bodhisattva will love everyone, enemy, good person, bad person, all will love. So you cannot ask the Bodhisattva to do bad things for you to achieve her purpose. You must wish her to do good things and achieve your purpose. So let the person find a better husband. And true enough, I don't know, in my life, throughout I grew up with my mother, her prayer always comes through. Always. Because she always pray with very pure heart. Very, very pure heart. Sometimes when I listen to Venerable Bodhinyana say, I really feel, this is like the way my mother pray. My mother wish, when he wished for Xiaoloji, really the heart is so beautiful. Same, if you want to know how my mother pray, listen to Venerable Bodhinyana, the way she wish for others. Really the same. Very powerful, so because of that, her prayer always answered. Very strange, always materialized. Very powerful. So when she pray like that, true enough, that mistress found another better man, richer and maybe younger than my father, loving her and give her a peaceful life. But again, as a mistress, her karma cannot be a first wife, mistress. But at least someone who can feed you enough, rich enough to bear her living. She doesn't need to worry about her livelihood. So I thought, my mother, she has a simple wisdom. You have to have good heart. You don't attack your enemy. You wish for your enemy to be good, like that. So if someone gives trouble to me, I never want to hate a person or wish for the person to suffer. I always wish, if such a person having hatred towards me, may such a person attain arahantship faster, earlier than me. That's my wish. Because I hope by the time I become a Sammasambuddha, I don't want to have enemy. I wish all my enemy attain enlightenment earlier than me myself. Meet better teacher, wiser teacher. In the same way like my mother wish. So it comes to my first understanding about wise person. Wise person is someone, like my mother, who turn every difficult situation into her advantage. She doesn't need to worsen situation. In any bad situation, she try not to make it worse. She always try to improve situation and make things better, and always try to respond with a pure heart. So I think this is one criteria of a wise person, which I learned it from my mother. Then later in my life, I also came to learn from many very strict teachers. I don't know why in my life, I always met very strict teachers. And Power Psychology is the first teacher in my life which is very soft and loving to me. All my teachers were very strict and challenge, test you, whatever. But which is good. And I want to quote one example I find very helpful because I always respect teachers. When even teacher test me and challenge me and even try to humiliate me from my teacher, I don't think badly about my teacher. I thought he's testing me, he's training me. Whatever my teacher did for me must be for my good. I have a lot of confidence in the teacher's love and compassion. I don't doubt my teacher's love and compassion towards me. So even if they happen to humiliate me openly, I just took it well. I will quote you one example. At one time, when I was learning from one of the shadow, he's passed away already. I don't mention him. So he just is my teacher. And when I asked during his interview, I was sitting beside. So after the interview of the yogi, I asked, Shadow, is his reporting is about Sankara Dukkha? I don't know why. My teacher just looked at me and said, somebody just want to show that he knows the word Sankara Dukkha. And he looked at me like that. No, I will just stay calm. It's okay. I didn't have the heart to show off, but I just openly, friendly said like that. I think it is okay. To me, I took everything from my teacher to be good, So I was calm and just contemplate. And in fact, I sent metta to my teacher. Immediately after, he looked at me for a short while, about 1 minute. Then he said, Brother Chang's mind is very powerful. Praise me again, immediately, So I also watch my mind not to be elated, teacher. He just humiliated me openly. Then he praised me openly. Like that. Yeah. In fact, this style of teaching came from the tradition. Other teachers also teach the same. So I passed the test because I told myself I wouldn't harbor bad thoughts about my teacher. Whatever comes from my teacher must be for my good. That confidence I have in teachers, Another time in Burma, in another center, before I met Xiaodoji, I went to a great teacher, also famous teacher. In fact, that teacher was Xiaodoji's teacher, before Xiaodoji came out with the Samatha Vipassana course. So he, at one time when I was reporting supposed to be very high level, equanimous state. So I say I could know my thoughts. Even my thoughts about to appear, I almost appeared. I notice it. It is not arising. I gave this very report. That teacher looked at me, ho, 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 laugh, Laugh in a very cynicistic way, like, no, this is, this person is bragging or something like that, just ho, 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 like that. I just keep my mind calm, equanimous. It's okay. After a while, he will look at me, quiet. I just close my eyes and watch. Okay, emotion not shaken, equanimous. Then the next words from him is praise. Very good. So I watch out, not to be elated. Don't be proud when teacher praise you. Just be calm. I appreciate the praise, but not to be elated. Like that. So you see, but because of the attitude towards that teacher is not, unhappy. Teacher, no matter how the teacher regard me, test me or whatever, okay, fine. Just accept it. Don't get unhappy. And because of that, I learned. So the next time, one more time during the and on another occasion when my practice was going down, okay. So I went to a report. I say, Seado, I feel very disheartened. I use the word disheartened. Disheartened with my practice because I try so hard and not progressing. At that time, I thought I tried very hard until I listened to Venerable Bodhinyana's talk. Then I realized that he's the Iron Man. I was not. But at that time, I thought I was Iron Man. I was very tough until I met a really tough man, tough monk. So anyway, so at that time, I got disheartened, Then you know what? We hope for encouragement from a teacher. No encouragement. That great shadow said, through translator, but you can hear his voice, very firm and tough. Yogis must not feel disheartened. Yogis are like fighter, hero, triumph over defilements, no disheartened. Finish. No advice, no teaching you how to overcome. Just, you cannot feel disheartened. Like that. Now you meet Xiao Bao, Xiao Ji, they skillful means, you meet all teachers, but that teacher just no disheartened. Yogis are like fighter, hero. Defilements, you have to conquer defilements, like that. But because I have so much respect for teachers, then when a teacher says cannot means cannot, then I don't know. Now when I think back from that time until today, I do remember having disheartened feeling. Just because the teacher said cannot. Very simple, because of the faithfulness towards teacher or the obedience. When the teacher said cannot, we overcome. But not every defilement is so easy. But disheartened that I overcome this way. But some other defilements is more sticky. I cannot claim to overcome defilement just by a determination alone. So I think when I want to learn from someone, I don't doubt the person's genuine heart. I don't go and question the person's love for me. I don't do that. So because of that, it makes it easy for me to learn because my teacher could use any means to help me overcome the defilements. In fact, one of my teachers said, if you can accept a very tough teacher, you can progress very fast. Because tough teacher don't go softly to you, direct straight to your heart. You have this mistake, change it. Very fast. No guessing. Right? If anyone who can take a tough teacher can progress very fast, my teacher said. So I told myself, if a teacher is tough for me, okay, fine. But later I also realized that finding loving teacher like Bao Xiao also very good. Xiao Urewata, lots of metta, also very good. This another way. So I got a very balanced. I got very tough teacher and also got very loving teacher. Very gentle teacher. So one of the Dhammapada telling us, later I will show the slide later now, is that, when the Buddha said, when you meet someone, a wise person who can point out your mistake, cherish that, follow the teacher, the wise person, as if he's someone who show you the treasure, Because someone who point out our mistake is actually pointing out the way how we can progress, where is our limitation to break through. Okay? So that I took that into my heart. That Dhammapada verse, later I show you. No, I think so. I think I have it in the slide, not sure. Okay. So then when people criticize me, sometimes people don't always criticize you correctly. Right or not? Sometimes they criticize or they misunderstand us. So But because I really cherish correction from friends, from anybody, I told myself, anyone will point out my mistake is good. So I told myself, if people, sometimes people point, some people may not be so wise. They always criticize you for 10 things. Sometimes maybe 9 are wrong, But for the sake of the only out of 10, you may get one correct criticism. 9 may be wrong one. But that correct criticism may be gold for me, precious, like treasure. So I told myself, how I can behave in a way that people will not hesitate to criticize me to correct my mistake. The only way is don't fight back. Don't criticize back. Usually when people criticize, we will say, you also like that? You also not perfect. Why you are not perfect? You want to correct my mistake? When people point out a mistake, we fight back by pointing out people's mistake. To me, that is very wrong. I don't want to do that. If you do that, people will not have the motivation to correct you. Why they want to do the dirty job to correct our mistakes? It's a dirty job to point out other people's mistake because you always get hated. So the only way to encourage people to correct us is we don't fight back when people correct us wrongly. So I told myself, I don't want to be corrected. This is my secret. Don't get upset when people correct us wrongly. Never mind. Be patient and also be thankful, be grateful. People thinking that people have a good heart to correct me. Even if people correct me with anger, with displeasure, it doesn't matter. It's a training for me. It also helped me correct maybe I have some bad karma, to be criticized. So let me exhaust. If I don't have a mistake and I got misunderstood, I must have some bad karma to be misunderstood. It's okay. So I told myself like that. So because of that, I told myself, don't fight back when people criticize us, rightly or wrongly. Be grateful, be thankful. Even if people criticize us or attack us in the wrong way with evil mind also, the person is actually miserable meeting when my bad karma is ripened. Right or not? When our bad karma ripen, someone who is not mindful respond to our bad karma and attack us to help us exhaust that bad karma. And in fact, it gives us a chance to cultivate Kanti Parami. So I always call it turning rubbish to treasure, to gold. It's not exactly the same, but at the same time, but in the sense that my bad karma get exhausted and I cultivate good parami, Kanti Parami, patience Parami. So in that sense, it's like difficulty. Difficulty is one thing. They are two not the same. But because of that difficulty, I apply it with Yoniso Manasikara, wise attention. Then I cultivate good merits of patience. So this is like gold to me. So it is what you like hitting two birds with one stone, something like that. You achieve two things in one moment. While you're exhausting your bad karma, you're cultivating your wholesome merit. So to me, it's like I think of it this way. It's like turning rubbish to gold. Not exactly the same. Rubbish, gold is gold. But as if you are turning rubbish to gold. So because of that, I try not to fight back. People criticize me or misunderstand me. Of course, if we have a chance to explain, it is also good not to let other people misunderstand us. Because when they misunderstand us, also not so good for them. But after you explain, people don't accept it, what can you do? Don't get upset. Just make good use of that unpleasant experience. So I found after that, I learned a lot because of this attitude of learning. I find I started to learn not only from my teacher. I can learn from I can learn from people who are kind to me, unkind to me. Good things I will learn. Bad things I will just learn. Okay, this is a negative example, a counter example for me not to commit such a mistake in future, not to be like such a person in future. So it is in either way, it's a lesson. Good one also good for us. Bad one also good in a, I will call that reverse lessons. Okay? So like that. So we can learn. Later, I also realized that it is good to learn from nature. Even the flowers, the leaves, everything teaches something about nature, about cause and effect, about dependent origination also. So everything show us truth, and reality show us truth. Good reality, bad reality, pleasant reality, unpleasant reality always have something to teach us, to make us wiser. Even sometimes when we find someone so helpless situation, that helpless situation actually remind us of Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, that anatta nature, that rupa, materiality, vedana, feeling, sanya, perception, sankhara, formations, and vijnana, the consciousness. These are also non-self. Because of non-self, we cannot control, we cannot command this way, that way. No. But you can only put in good in conditions, good input for good things to achieve like that only. But we cannot really have a control as if it is myself. So when bad things happen, unpleasant things happen, they're actually showing to us, helping us to understand the Buddha's teaching of anatta. This is the first level of anatta. In the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, there are 3 levels of experiencing anatta. This level of anatta, we can also realize even with Cintamaya Panya, the thinking, reasoning wisdom. Of course, the later part, the deeper part of anatta, the non-self, you need to have a bhavana maya panya. You need to have concentration to penetrate to see. So this is I find it very helpful when you try to be accepting to whatever that happened to you. We try to have that happen. So I did that. I call it 来什么接什么. Whatever come, accept it. First level, not to have defilement. Accept it without defilement. Second level, accept it with the most beautiful heart, like metta, like wisdom. Accept it. So 2 ways of accepting. One is try to accept without being shaken. Okay, you can do that. But on top of that, you can respond with very beautiful heart. Accept it. Accept difficulty, challenges, tests with the most beautiful heart. Okay. So regarding this non-self situation, nature, when we talk about non-self, but at the same time, we still make effort, then you may find very puzzled. Why we make non-self? How can we make effort? Because of dependent origination. Our mindfulness is also dependent originated. Our concentration also dependent on certain causes. So we cannot command, let me have jhana now. If we can command like that, it is a self. One like that. The reason we cannot command because it is not a self. If it is myself, I can command it. But it is not myself. This belongs to concentration and mindfulness belong to the sankhara. The rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana, sankhara, the mental formations. Because they are cetasikas. So you cannot command, but at the same time you make effort because it is a dependent originated. So you can put in good causes, just train, don't participate, don't control, right? Remember our teacher telling you, don't control. You just train from Sadhu Revata and also from Venerable. You train, don't control. Why? Train because you are working according to dependent origination laws. You work for the causes. You put in good causes. You don't control because when you control, you try to force the result. You try to force the result. Actually, how can we force the result? It is no self, non-self. But it is dependent originated. So because of that, we work hard without craving. Because you cannot crave. You cannot control. But you can train. The reason is because of this. So when you train, you're actually working on the causes only. But how the causes will produce result, this is not our business. Our business is work on the causes only. And wait for nature, let nature work itself to reach a result. Just put in good causes, you know. So that's why when I listen to Venerable Bodhidharma's experience, how many hours, he feel happy. Whether nimitta appear or not, concentration jhana appear or not, I'm just happy. 1 hour purity, 2 hours purity. Like that. That is a training attitude. You can work very hard. Some people think, oh, I should relax, I don't work hard. No, he works very hard, but not attachment. When you can work without attachment, you can work very, very hard. Very brave, very iron man. I really admire when I was so inspired, I was so inspired, I admire him, so tough, but without suffering. If you happen to miss the target, he just try another 2 more days, to fulfill the target without blaming himself. I'm sure you didn't blame yourself, right? Yeah, I didn't blame. I also didn't blame myself. For many vasa, I actually make a wish. This vasa, I don't want to allow myself to have a single greed anger delusion. But the next moment, come out again, loba. But no self-blame. Again, determination, again and again. 1 vasa, not successful. 2 vasa, no self-blame. Because we don't control. We train only. Because we don't attach to a self. We believe everything is dependent originated. So dependently originated. So we just work on the causes. No disheartened feeling, huh? No disheartened. Huh? I also, when I try, only after the first time disheartened, never again. When my teacher said no disheartened. Too much secret to share how to do. No, times many secrets. So okay lah. If you have to tell how I learn. But I want to summarize. The most important thing is if you have you have faith in the teacher. Kayana Metta is everything. It's the whole of a spiritual life. So if you try to learn from the Kayana Metta with respect, with trust that he loves you, don't doubt his compassion for you. I think, and trust his wisdom. This is a field, he is a master, he knows better than you. So learn from every teacher also good. Every teacher have their strong point. Don't go and challenge this and challenge that. I think that attitude helps a lot. So when we doubt someone's compassion, someone's love, it's very difficult to learn. So if you want to learn, you must have the trust in your teacher. Okay, I think quickly we share some of the slides. I wanted to show you what I prepared. Because some also prepared by Venerable Metananda for me. So I want to show you the slide. Anyone want to share, we can share with the slide. Walking with the wise, the path of transformation. You can see here. Next. What we orbit, we absorb. Who is shaping you? So you know who is shaping you. Go let the wise shape you. Like that. Okay, next. Okay, not this the Maṅgala Sutta. Okay, not associating the fools, associating the wise, honoring those worthy of honor. So these are the certain feature, nature of a wise people. Handles themselves first, brings real reliable benefit, becomes more luminous over time, makes you clearer and steadier. Okay, these are some ideas lah. Okay, gentle, good qualities are all the good qualities. Loving, gentle and firm, and then compassionate. Cannot be exploited. Wisdom. Next. Okay, yes, one more thing is very important. Do not be swayed by the opinions and approval of the unwise. If you care to get the applause of the unwise people, then you'll be, even if you cannot live up any wisdom because you crave the recognition, approval of the unwise people. This is one important thing you have to learn. Okay. This is a treasure, Dhammapada 76. If one finds a person who points out faults as if revealing a treasure, one should associate with such a wise one. The wise don't all just praise you, they emulate your blind spots. Correction is not a threat to your ego, it is a gift to your future. Okay. Okay, mechanism of transformation. Hearing the Dhamma, being influenced, being corrected, being transformed. Now, noble friendship is the whole of the faith, spiritual life. 360-degree classroom. Learn from everybody. Learn from everybody. If you are a truly wise person, does not learn only from teachers, but from the whole world. The earth, the sunrise, the good, the difficult, the experience. No experience is wasted. Navigating conditions, success and failure. Success, also failure, also teaches us. Success teaches us gratitude that reveals the necessary conditions for growth. Failure teaches us a reflection and reveals our hidden blind spots. So these are the attitudes if you have, you can learn from wise people easily. Mirrors of character, good and difficult people. Good people show us what is worth emulating and striving forward. Difficult people show us exactly what we should not become. First, establish oneself. One should first, Dhamma 158, one should first establish oneself in what is proper, then one may instruct others. You see this from the wise people. Wise people have this nature. Okay, we just skip a lot of good things. So litmus test for real growth, whether you're progressing, whether you're bringing true benefit to others, less easily dragged. Am I less easily dragged by delusion? Is my compassion steady and unexploitable? Is my discernment clearer? There are a lot of tests. These tests, these are suggested by AI, not from me, but I think it's good, so I share with you. Bird effect. Okay, this is by protecting oneself, one protects others. By protecting others, one protects oneself. This is also a feature of wise people. I have given talks on this, so now no explain this. You can just listen to other recorded talks explaining about this. Highest blessing, may we all have the berries to meet the wise, the clarity to recognize them, and the courage to accept the guidance. We look at another slide by Venerable Metanana. He helped me to generate the slide. Just quickly runs through. He also generated a very good slide. Okay. Don't simply accept anything AI gives you. AI can be wrong. Sometimes they simply put words into the Buddha's mouth. Close to. Okay, next skip. Okay, it's the same, basically the same thing, content compared to the other one. Because we give the same content to them, but generate separate slides. The content is about the same. Okay. Okay, so much for tonight. Okay. Sharing of merits. Idang me punyang asawa kaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapacayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba sattanang bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.